Sponsored by Intermountain Healthcare and the Utah Department of Health.
Well, quitting smoking might also be a resolution. We have Ryan Bartlett here from the Utah Department of Health to talk about some tips to help quitting tobacco. Nicotine is a drug and people are hooked on it. It's not because you're making a bad decision, it's because you're addicted to a drug.
Right.
How do you get started for quitting to be successful?
Well, 70% of Utah smokers have a desire to quit. So for those people, we have 5 tips that we typically tend to give them. The first one is to delay. Typically an urge to smoke passes in about 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
So if you can just make it past that, then...
Okay, delay, like distract yourself.
Yeah,
Try to do something else.
So the second tip is actually to distract.
Okay,
you find
all right, delay, distract.
an activity like brushing your teeth or exercising to just take your mind off of it.
That's a good idea.
And the third one is to drink water. And drinking water typically washes the nicotine out of your system and also distracts you from smoking.
And that's a healthy thing to do.
It's also a
little
healthy
more
thing
water.
to do.
Yeah. Also to take deep breaths.
Deep breaths also help. Focusing on deep, slow breaths helps you to relax and helps that urge to kind of pass.
Almost like meditation.
Right.
And focus on something other than wanting that cigarette.
Yep.
And then discuss.
The final one is to discuss. It's always important to have somebody, a friend or family member, with whom you can discuss your attempt to quit. And if you tend to slip up, which is one of the things that they can help you with, there's somebody you can talk to and reach out to about that.
There's a hotline actually too, isn't there? With the state, they can help talk you through it, quitting smoking.
Yes, and everything about this can be found on waytoquit.org, the helpline and resources to help you quit.
Okay, and how can you help someone else? If like a spouse or a friend is trying to quit smoking, how can you help without being mean, I guess?
So the first thing to do is recognize that quitting is the smoker's choice. It's not your choice. You can't force anybody to quit. Secondly, help that person. You probably know that person better than anyone else. Help them come up with a list of distractions that you think might help them to move past that urge.
Okay.
And like I mentioned, people will tend to slip up. If they slip up, you know, instead of lecturing them or nagging them, simply discuss why they slipped up so that they can help to overcome that in the future.
And I like how they can slip up, but don't give up.
Don't give up.
I mean, just because you slipped up once doesn't mean you have to throw in the towel and wait until next year.
Right, that's a good way to put it.
You can kind of get back on it.
Yep.
All right. Helping them with distractions, though, I like that idea too. And being there to talk about it.
Yep, and then finally the last one is, quitting is hard. Everyone who smokes and who has tried to quit knows that. If somebody is trying to quit, reward their milestones after a day, after a week, after a month. Do something special for that person to recognize.
Okay, and what's the website again?
Waytoquit.org.
Waytoquit.org. Okay, thanks so much for coming in, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem.
Jill?